Almost every week, people reach out to me because they're in a panic. And the panic is all about feeling stress, being anxious, having anxiety, having panic attacks. And people are so worried about how that will affect their healing. And there is a reason for being a little bit worried, and that is the adrenaline that the body puts out every time we feel stressed or anxious is actually a thing that can feed viruses. So there is a reason for people's concern about this topic. But what I want to say to everyone, and you too, if you're struggling with this and if you're worrying and stressing even more about your stress because you know stress is not good for you and it will set you back in your healing, I will say, as long as you do the tools that you can manage at your level in your sickness and with your symptoms from medical medium, you are doing everything you can to minimize or maybe even out the effect of your stress. So be comforted by the thought that if you're doing what you can, you are protecting yourself from what is going on in your life. We cannot escape stress. Life is lived and life floats on even when we are healing. You cannot avoid being anxious if your load of metals in the brain are high, or if your nervous system is inflamed. You will have all these physical reasons for having anxiety. So you have no other control over the situation but to do the tools. And at one point, I was grieving my father's death, and I was working with a practitioner, and I asked her, why am I stuck here? Why am my healing not moving forward? And she said, it's because you're grieving, Pernille. And I was just, but this can take years. How am I supposed to move my healing forward? And she said, sometimes we need to focus on not getting worse. And you have to take into account, where would you be at this moment with your neurological fatigue or your ME and CFS? Where would you be without the tools? And that just made me stop for a moment and think, oh my God, every day I get up and I do my morning routine and I eat my healing foods and I do the tools and I take my supplements and I'm protecting myself. So I am working super hard on not getting any worse than I am. And that was also a result to celebrate, right? So if you're in the midst of something that stresses you out, or you have anxiety, maybe even every day, please try to surrender, give yourself grace, and know that as long as you get up and do whatever you can, you don't have to be perfect and you don't have to do everything. You are doing a tremendous job at protecting yourself from this stress. Keep healing, keep going, and you will get there.